Hey, I'm Claire.
And I'm Janice.
And this is The X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
We are breakup coaches here to help you beat your breakup,
Heal your broken heart,
and move on to an amazing, abundant life. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of X-Files. We are so glad that you are here, and we are impressed with you for committing to your healing journey. You're awesome. You're doing the right thing. And hello, Claire, as well.
Hi, Janice.
Hey, how are you this beautiful morning?
I am doing good. It is indeed a beautiful morning. So definitely trying to enjoy the summer while it lasts here in Denver.
Come on. Don't go there. We've got a few more months.
I know. And I'm just like, it's so short.
Well, that's just because we had such a crazy winter here. I think it's
That's
still
true.
in our minds. We're having,
Yeah.
I was going to say we're having fading affect bias, but we're not. We're having the opposite. We're thinking about the snow. That's what's staying with us, because that was pretty crazy. But no, this is good. We've got a couple months left.
Yes.
Beautiful hot back summer. So thank you to everyone for
summer.
being here and getting info on making your hot back summer even hotter.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to be talking about just staying friends with someone who you have feelings for.
Mm-hmm.
And before we begin, we just want to say, if you like this episode and you want support with your dating situation or your breakup situation or your unrequited love or your crush or your moving on journey, please look us up, hit us up, hop into our DMs for more information, because we love working one-on-one with people and we are thrilled when we get to work with listeners.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And coaching has changed both of our lives as like the coachee. And so being able to help others in that same context is really, really cool for us. And sometimes it's exactly what you need to just, create a huge opportunity out of what can be just a really sucky thing like a breakup. So yeah, highly recommend.
The first time I worked with a coach was actually during my divorce, and it really made such a big difference.
Yeah.
And it can for you as well. I think a lot of people don't quite know exactly what it means or entails. So, get in touch with us and we'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. And we both do consults to like talk about what it is. So, we can chat for about 30 minutes and see whether it's the right fit for you, hear a little bit about your situation. And, sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's what convinces you to, take the leap and be like, yeah, this is actually really going to help. So
we know a lot of you are really committed to the healing journey, and sometimes it does take a little bit more of an investment in, I guess, time, money, and energy. And so if that's something that you'd like to do this summer, we're there for you.
Commitment.
We're here for you.
Because we will keep you accountable.
Oh, yes. Yep. And, we give support in between sessions as well. So we really are like kind of mentors, cheerleaders. We're very, very present in your journey.
We're like your BFF who will call you on your shit and also never be like, I'm sick of talking about your breakup, because we're never going to get sick of that. So, so that's kind of nice. So with that, let's head on into the episode. So
friends.
Let's just be friends.
So this is not, should I stay friends? This is kind of,
this is the situation. How do you deal with it? Yeah. So when we were planning this episode, it was clear to me that there are a bunch of perspectives and angles in which friendship can be part of a heartbreak. And these are, number one, when your ex wants to stay friends. Number two, when you want your ex to stay friends. 3, when feelings get tied up with friends with benefits and you realize you caught the feels.
Yeah.
And lastly, when it's unrequited love and you never actually were in a relationship, it was just like you wanted to.
Yeah. And you might have even pushed for it and the other person just wanted to stay if friends, platonic.
Stay friends platonically. So yeah, this is the infamous and problematic friend zoned. And we'll talk about why that term is so problematic. But first, let's briefly touch on the other two angles, but we're going to focus mostly on this unrequited love. So number one, when your ex wants to stay friends, for this, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You need time before that friendship is going to be possible. There's a lot of factors involved in deciding whether it's even worth being friends. So listen to our Should We Stay Friends episode for those. But if you decide, yes, I do want to stay friends with this person, you need time to shift gears. And so anyone who drives a manual car, a stick shift car,
oh my God, can you
will be like the minority of Americans, but the majority of anyone else.
I worked at a dealership when I first moved to Denver, and we sold new cars, and I don't even think we had sticks. Even like the fancy sports cars were automatic.
It's sigh.
Why
I love manuals.
Oh
they're great.
I have tried.
Yeah, they're not great for traffic, but I only, when I got my new car, I only got an automatic because it was the CVT, and like it's like fake manual at that point. Like there isn't like gearing.
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it's it's like a conical transmission, so there's not like
still
six
don't know
steps.
What you're talking about.
It's infinity gears basically.
Okay.
In which case it's just stupid to like limit yourself to 6. So anyway,
all right.
I digress.
It's all right.
So if you're driving a stick shift, you'll be familiar with how you press the clutch in. And when you're doing that, you're actually disengaging the engine. So you're no longer connected to any gear. That's why you kind of coast. And that's the same thing you have to do in order to become friends with your ex, is you can't just shift from one gear to the next without disconnecting first and giving yourself time to like pull yourself out of the situation, heal, and be prepared and going the right speed and the right, RPMs and everything. I'm not that much of an expert, but
oh God, you just threw around so many terms that I'm not an expert, but
I'm not an expert, but anyways, you have to be able to enter the other gear, and that requires removing yourself from the first gear. So
got it.
You need time, and that could be a month, that could be 6 months. It really depends on the person.
Yep.
And
it could be never.
It could be never. You could never be okay with like
having someone in your life that you associate with pain or bad memories or love or sex.
Yeah, exactly. So
and I think sometimes the person who's the one pushing to be friends, as in this case, can put kind of some judgment on the other person. And you know what? It is not up to them anymore at all to tell you what your relationship means and what you should do. And it's, I think really unfair when that happens. And it really doesn't matter what they think or want.
Exactly. They gave up that right. So their opinion no longer matters.
Agreed. And even if you might have dated someone from your social circle or have other quote, practical reasons for keeping the door to friendship open, or you think that you have to, which is something that we hear, you can you can still do no contact. You can still make some, mature grown-up decisions and cut them out for at least a time. Even if you think there might be a friendship in the future, you can still take time away to heal and get them out of your system. All right. There's nothing that's, an obligation, nothing that you have to do, even if you have friends in common. All too often, people use the friendship or the friendly feelings they have for their ex as an excuse not to commit to the hard work of breakup recovery and putting themselves first. Okay, I know this is a little harsh. This is one of those, tough love coaching moments that we sometimes have on this show, but you don't have to see them because of any reason. You can say that you're choosing to, but you don't have to. And you know what, if you have friends in common and you're saying, well, we're getting together as friends, or one friend has a function and this other person's going to be there, you know what? Good friends will understand if you're not going to all social functions for the time being. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So something to consider if your ex still wants to be friends and you're trying to make this decision, as we did talk about on episode 44, should I stay friends with my ex? Something to consider is whether you were friends before the relationship started. So for instance, if you met someone on an app, you were not friends before. You might have friendly feelings for them now, but often you met someone and moved straight to romance. Not always, but often in this world. This happens, like I said, a lot on dating apps, or when we meet someone possibly at a bar, or kind of in the context of turning it into a romance, like meeting someone out, like I said, at a bar and flirting with them, and one person asks for your number. That's in the context of dating romance. So if you weren't friends before, there's probably not a good foundation for a friendship. And there's also the cliche, I love them but I never liked them. So if you've ever thought that about your ex, I don't know, where's the foundation for friendship? In the midst of this decision making, you might want to err on the side of it's probably not worth the heartache right now. At least.
Yeah, right now at least. Yeah. And then, if you're getting pushback from your ex about, they're like, well, why don't you want to be friends? Seeing whether your ex respects your boundaries and telling them, hey, I need time to get to that point. Like, that will tell you a lot about, how much respect they have for you as a friend. And it's okay to say no, especially if someone is not letting you say no or is pushing you to say yes. It's okay to stop trying to reason with them and just cut off contact.
Yes, we hear, I'm just, I don't really want to talk to them right now, but, I'm just trying to be nice. Well, how good of a friend is it who can't give you some space?
Exactly. Especially, if you've communicated hey, I'm really hurting right now. I don't think I'm ready at this point to be friends. Can we reconnect in the future about it? I'll reach out to you when I feel like it's ready. If they're pushing back on that, you've communicated your needs. You do not owe them any further explanation. It's not ghosting at that point.
Absolutely,
if you stop talking.
Not. Yeah. And it's not, it's not being nice to you. It might be being nice to them, but that's not a good friendship. It's not a good relationship. That's not good. Nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So what about when you are the one who wants to stay friends? Oh my God. If you love this person as a friend and want them in your life, you're going to have to accept that they might not be ready to immediately transition to the new friendship dynamic. I don't think that it's good at all. I think even if you both really want to stay friends, that you still need the month apart. And just remember, friendship doesn't mean talking every day. And I see this too. People say they're going to stay friends after they break up, and then they just keep talking. It's not checking up on one another. This absolutely drives me crazy when I hear that people feel that they need to check on how their ex is doing after a breakup. Where is the opportunity or the room for healing and learning what your life is,
Yeah. They shouldn't be your support system for after the hurt that, that likely they caused you. So
you're not meant to have as much interaction as when you were together. How many friends do you text every day? Not many.
No. Pretty much no friends. Even my closest friends, it's maybe once or twice a week.
Right. And if you do have a friend that you text every day, I mean, that's a very, very, very close friend. That's quite unique. Probably not the level of interaction that you need with an ex.
Yeah.
But in the case of an ex, friendship could mean being able to attend the same party with a shared friend group. This is a big thing that we hear all the time. Forcing anything more is bordering on insisting on the same depth of connection as a relationship. And it's a little dysfunctional almost, or at least it's unhealthy.
Yeah. It's not in your best interest.
Right. That's a very good way to put it, Claire. Time after a breakup is for both of you to explore the new life that you now have outside of the relationship. If you're texting every day and checking up on each other, if you're making decisions based on what the other person is going to think or feel, this is no life outside of the relationship. All right. A breakup is an opportunity, and allow for this opportunity to create the magic that it can by creating distance with this person. I promise
beautifully
you.
Said.
Thank you. It's true. You can't allow it in if you're interacting with this person.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like attraction, manifestation. Like you need to create room for what you want in your life,
right?
Instead of filling that with something that isn't what you want,
Right.
It's all right. So number 3, you caught feelings for your friends with benefits. Very common. I don't think I've ever heard of friends with benefits. Like eventually there's an end,
Yeah.
And it's usually because someone either started dating someone else or someone caught feelings. But I feel like catching feelings is like pretty common. I don't have statistics on that, but I feel like it's pretty common. So,
well, it's unnatural as well. When
you're being intimate with this person. It's, it follows that eventually you care for them as a person.
And if you're friends, you're also interacting outside of the sex. So it can.
You're basically in a relationship at that point.
Well, kind of. Yeah,
kind of.
It's a form of a relationship.
Yeah, it's definitely a form of the relationship. So if your friend with benefits wants more, and you know about it, it's pretty cruel to continue the arrangement by giving them kind of like a non-committal hope of it eventually growing to be more. I know our listeners are likely not the people doing this, but just, putting that out there, you may have to be the mature one and say, I understand you have feelings and you want to keep doing this, even though I don't return them, but I'm going to cut this short, because I know that this is not going to be kind to you.
A lot of what we talk about on the show is about doing things that aren't comfortable and that are hard, and sometimes breaking off of friends with benefits isn't the funnest thing in the world to do, but that's grown-up land. You
might find that you are the mature partner in a lot of situations.
Especially if you can get comfortable with making some of these tough calls.
Exactly.
All right. I think there are some cases where friends with benefits can work, and I don't have a problem with it in theory. I do think that if there is hope, it will turn into more. If one person is fooling themselves into thinking that it will eventually become more, then obviously it's problematic. So everyone needs to be really real with themselves if this is your situation. And I also think that sex with an ex is unhealthy. So if you're saying that it's friends with benefits with your ex, I don't think that's even a thing, but I know that people will put that label on it. And I also think that a friends with benefit arrangement can hinder the dating to find a partner process. So if you're out there looking for someone, but you also are sleeping with a friend, I do think energetically that's probably not the best way to go about it. So proceed with caution. And you know what, maybe we can do a friends with benefits episode. If someone has a interesting story to tell about this, hit us up. I have some experiences, but I don't know how interesting they are. I would definitely say, based on what I've done, proceed with caution.
As time.
So be a grown up.
Awesome. All right, so now we are to the meat of the episode, which is unrequited love. This could be the man who's not your man, as Raina and Ashley say on Girls Gotta Eat, which is a great podcast, by the way. We don't know them, but I would love to.
We want to be your friends.
We want to be your friends. Or, you know, there's the person who doesn't want to, quote, ruin the friendship.
Yeah.
Or there's the person who friend zones you, which is that term we talked about earlier. And it's so common that when I was, you know, talking about wanting to do this episode, I actually struggled to find another word for what I was trying to talk about. And it took me a while to get to unrequited love, because like we just don't really use that.
Right. This term is so ingrained. It's a shitty way to look at relationships. But yeah, it really, I mean, it's only been around for a couple decades, but yeah, we do throw it around a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is unrequited love. So
that's what it is.
It's even when we were talking about doing this episode, we, you know, talked about the term and how to avoid it. And we didn't even come up with saying unrequited love instead of friend zoned, even though we didn't want to say friend zoned, but
we were like, friends, only
just want to be friends, stay friends.
Stay friends.
All right. So yes, let's just make sure to cover that. The term friend zoned is very problematic.
Yeah.
So Melissa Fabello, PhD, is a social justice activist whose work focuses on body politics, beauty culture, and eating disorders. She wrote for the Greatest. She said, to say, quote, I was rejected and it hurts is one thing. To say I was friend zoned and it's unfair is quite another. The former acknowledges a common human experience with empathy and compassion, both for you and the person who rejected you. The latter implies that rejection was done to you and that you're now stuck in an unjust situation that you have earned some right to escape through reciprocity. It is simply an unfortunate difference on how two people want to engage in a relationship. But many people see it as an offense that one person commits against another. That's so good. And it's so true.
Yeah.
So let's do away with this term and let's go on as to why.
It's an important distinction.
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Like someone did something to me.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything to you.
No one owes you anything.
Right, exactly. She goes on to list the 3 insinuations that the term friend zone implies. 1, friendship is less valuable than sexual romantic relationships, when actually friendship is an honor.
Yeah.
I mean, often friendship lasts longer than many romantic relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
2, people owe us sex or romance in exchange for kindness. Nice guys in rom-coms, 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Such a good example.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He just goes from nice to jerk, you know, in 5 seconds flat constantly. Yeah. And number 3, people are entitled to what they want, whether the other person wants it or not. Fantastic. I'm really glad that we put this in here, because I think, you know, it sucks when someone wants to be friends, maybe if you want something else, but to go around saying that they put me in this zone, much different. You have to
like
as if fucking you is the default, you know. Like you know.
And you know, like often people stay in the friend zone, quote, while like railing against it, you know. They're just like, oh, if I just stay here long enough, like they'll change their mind. And it's like, no, you either get over yourself and stay friends, actually friends, instead of expecting more, or you say, I can't do that because I'm too attracted to you, and then you have to go your own way.
How about you making a decision?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So another writer takes a very different tone, but nevertheless, her words really hit the nail on the head. So I'll read them here. This is from Christine Estima for Vice. She begins, by using the friend zone, men are telling women that we owe them something. It tells us that we don't have autonomy over our own lives and that should be decided for us. We owe them sex or a romantic relationship because we should be grateful that a dude, any dude, is being nice to us, even though being nice is literally the bare minimum. Often, the love-stricken friend in this non-existent zone launches into a volley of romantic gestures. He sends you little hello texts every morning. He comes to all your house parties. He likes everything you post on Facebook, and he tells all his friends about you. Sweet, charming, harmless, because he just knows you're meant to be together. And if society has taught men anything, it's that persistence pays off. Of course, when women perform the same sweeping romantic gestures to men who clearly say they're not interested, it's seen universally as desperate and sad. Stage 5 clinger, stalker, bitches be cray. But if a woman tells you she's not interested, she's not speaking in code. Just like when she says no, it's not a yes in disguise or yes if you pursue me. Stop believing women don't know how to accurately express themselves, and stop believing you can claim a woman because you saw her first or because you're positive you're exactly what she needs. The argument that men can friend zone women has been put out there, but it ignores one universal truth. Women don't see men as binary options like fuckable or friend. Women have complex, nuanced, confusing, fulfilling, tumultuous relationships with women, men, and non-gender binary persons. Naturally, men can as well, but the type of man who claims he's been put in the friend zone is explicitly telling you he's categorizing your worth on whether or not he wants to stick his dick in you.
Yeah,
so
I know. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's important because, I do think it is possible, for it to go the other way. But that man is not being like, I've been friend zoned.
Right. Yes, obviously.
He's like, oh, darn, she's not into me. That's her right to say that. That's totally, fine. I'm sad, but I'm not being like, I've been wronged.
Yes, it's a bit of a generalization, but yeah, I think men do use this term more. And if a man was using the term, I mean, that is obviously what he means. And, a man can tell a woman that he just wants to be friends, but it's just not the way that we're typically using the term in this society.
Yeah, exactly. I know we have plenty of male listeners, and this is not intended to make you feel personally attacked. However, it's just impossible to ignore the historical and also physiological factors that make females denying males a very risky thing. And we want to be very careful with any terms that can strengthen that imbalance of power.
And also, we use this term so much that, I think that we could have some listeners who use it and don't really understand the implications.
That was me. That was me before doing a lot of this research. I just didn't really think about what the implications were.
Right. So just let's use some different terminology. We do have a ton of male listeners, which I'm just so excited about, and just I think that's really cool. So I just want to say, toss the term out, toss the expectation out of a woman sleeping with you or putting you in the friend zone. And just like rise to the occasion a little bit. We're giving you the chance to do that.
And when you know better, you can do better.
Exactly.
It's not to be like, oh my God, if you've used this term, you're a terrible person. It's no. But now that we're aware of this, we can choose to do something different. So awesome. So let's take a quick break and tell you all about another podcast you may enjoy if you are enjoying this discussion. And that's our friends over at The Messy Path.
All right. Messy Path is a podcast on all things relationships, personal growth, intuition, and being a woman on the messy path of life. It features Whitney, a previous guest and a member of our IG dating chats that we're doing every other week, and Ariel, an RTT therapist. They've joined forces to share reflections on their personal growth journeys and stories from their work as therapist and coach to provide guidance, support, and tools for us all to use along the messy path of life. They did a really cool episode this week where they spent an hour just talking about songs from their past that have been influential and meaningful. It was really sweet. I think our listeners would like it.
I like that. So you can head on over to the link in the show notes for their info, or search Messy Path on your favorite streaming service.
Yeah.
All
right. What to do if you want to preserve a friendship with someone who wants to stay platonic. So I think the wording is important here. If you want to preserve a friendship with someone who wants to stay platonic.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about the term friend zoned. It's saying that you don't even really want to be friends.
You don't want to be friends.
It's like you're doing it against your will.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would just say, we're friends.
Yeah.
You want to say I'm in the friend zone. All right. Yeah. Well, so you're not really seeing her as a friend or them as a friend. Uh-huh. Yeah. So first off, if you want to maintain a friendship with someone who you had or have romantic feelings for, and it's not going in that direction, practice non-attachment. Mm-hmm. Do the work to leave any hopes or expectations for the friendship to grow into something more. This may mean taking some time away, but this friendship has to be worth it just for what the friendship is, which can be an amazing thing. Yes. Spending time together is for the joy of it, not for laying a foundation for romance. Yeah. As with all of dating and really interacting with people, I guess in general, socializing, certainly, the best way to present yourself to others is to approach the dating situation without attachment to the outcome of what will happen. Our desired outcomes don't exist. I think that's really important to remember, especially with this, term friend zoned. This idea of the outcome is not a thing. It doesn't exist in real life. There's stories. There's stories we have created in our heads that put unreasonable expectations on others. Do you want to take a deep dive into how to use this principle as you meet people? Check out our sorry. Thank you. Check out our Buddhism episode, which we'll link to in the show notes.
Awesome. Yeah, it's just like a relationship, it's just like getting over a relationship. Even if you were never actually with this person, you were rejected, or you're anticipating rejection because it's pretty clear what this person wants is just friendship. You may need time together. So, back to the car analogy, remember all of that. You may need to take a little time apart in order to get to the friendship, and that might not necessarily be, having a conversation with them and being like, I'm not ready to be friends yet, especially if you haven't actually, talked about your feelings with this person. It may just mean that, for a month or so, you're not inviting them places, and you just kind of like let some natural distance form. You're not like calling each other up at the end of every night. You're just like getting that dependency to minimize, and putting your focus into other friendships. Maybe you just make sure that when you do see them, it's always in a group setting or something like that, just inviting other friends along. And that will help you have the space to get your head back into friendship.
Maybe look at how was it really a friendship to you ever? Maybe that's something that you need to think about before really deciding what the future is going to look like.
Exactly.
So, and in the meantime, invest in other relationships as well. The last thing you want to do is establish a pattern where the friendship has the time, commitment, and connection level of a romantic partnership, just minus the label. All right. Energetically, you are not making space for someone who actually wants a romantic relationship with you in your life. Don't use someone or let someone use you as a placeholder. Risking the friendship for the feelings is not worth it. Ask yourself if you are capable of staying friends after being denied. All right. Be honest here. At what point are you just torturing yourself? Which, you don't want to do that either. If it's too hard, it's too hard. It's fine to accept it. Hearing about them hooking up or dating others while you just tell yourself that you won't give up, or that you'll stay the course, or that you really love them and they'll see it, is, really not what adult relationships are about. It's not a firm foundation for a romance.
Yeah. And we don't want that for you. Like that's miserable. We want you to have the room to find someone who's actually going to be a committed and good fit for you that brings you joy instead of,
you should equally want to be in the relationship. I think starting out like this is probably not the best way. You know what? Like we often say, we're talking about the rules here, not the exceptions. And, regardless, this isn't, putting yourself first. If you are going to say that you're not going to give up, it's putting the other person or the fantasy of the outcome,
idea of the other person,
way ahead of your own needs. It's time to readjust your priorities and your outlook and just start looking elsewhere.
And let's stop romanticizing the I'll wait for them like trope, like let's start romanticizing I'm putting myself first and I'm finding someone who appreciates me, who I appreciate for them as well.
I mean, that's confidence, really, and that's what you want to be bringing to the table, people.
Yeah. So that, I hope that helps, put your head into like a better place and give you permission to, put yourself first and to start healing from the man who's not your man or the woman who's not your woman. So I really hope that helped. And
and like we said before, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
I know sometimes, a lot of people just want to know, like, what should I do? And sometimes it means it's going to be really icky for a couple weeks. And that's just how it goes.
So if you enjoyed this.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So if you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. It really, really helps us get out to more people, and come on by and join the Facebook group if you'd like some more support from us, but also our community in there, which is super active.
We are really proud of this Facebook group. It's super supportive, lots of movement in there. Lots of members giving support, lots of Claire and I giving support. So come over and join us. Let us know what you think in a review. And don't forget, if you send us a review, send us a screenshot and we'll put a thank you card for you in the mail.
So cool. So with that, we are going to do breakup ballads again today. Breakup ballads. So today, sticking with the theme, we are doing Friends Don't by Maddie and Tay.
Nice work choosing this song. So good.
I almost did You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift, because like that's a pretty popular, like, wanting more out of a friendship song.
Do you know this song Self-Esteem by Offspring?
No.
Because I got no self-esteem.
I probably would recognize it. I would probably recognize it if I heard it.
That would have been a good one too, but this is perfect. Perfect.
So do you want to dive in, Janice?
And this is such a cute song too. All right. Friends Don't by Maddie and Tay. They don't cancel other plans, have conversations with nothing but their eyes. They don't hear each other's names and forget to concentrate. Hits a nerve and lights you up like dynamite. So I'm just wondering, this have conversations with nothing but their eyes. So they're saying that this is something that's like a two-way street here, right?
It seems I mean, they're talking about, a friendship that is definitely, has, like we were saying earlier, the emotional and time commitment that a relationship would. And so have conversations with nothing but their eyes. I mean, they're just like, you make eye contact and you know what the other one is thinking. Like,
gotcha. Okay. I didn't think of it in that way. All right. They don't almost say I love you when they're downtown somewhere, just a little drunk. They don't talk about the future and put each other in it and get chills with every accidental touch.
Oh,
thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, so clearly the singer, I mean, it's two people, but they're, the perspective that is speaking in the song. I mean, they're like, hey, all of these signs point to us being way more than friends. Why are we calling each other friends?
I keep on thinking every time I listen to this song, just like, I need more information to, like make a call because I have so many unanswered questions, like, why are they still friends? Say it in the song, which I wish there was just a little insight into what the situation is.
And I think, I think it's purposely vague like that. They're like, it seems like both sides of this relationship, neither person can let each other go, but for some reason they can't take that step and like actually be like, yeah, this is more than friendship, we should just be together.
And you know what, sometimes it's just people's issues with intimacy. I had a situation like this when I was in Melbourne. It was like we did this push me pull me thing for like a few years.
Oh my god.
I know. And it's just like we couldn't fully let each other go, but then we just couldn't fully like commit to it. And it was a little hard to explain why.
You know what this reminds me of? Raina James and what's his butt in Nashville?
Deacon Claiborne.
Deacon Claiborne. Oh, it's great name.
I know, especially for a country western singer. Oh man, what a I mean,
they wouldn't be just like Fred, like come on. It's a TV show. Bob they Smith. Better have good names. Okay. So continuing on. I keep telling myself this might be nothing, but one look in your eyes and God, there's something. You can lie to me and say you don't, but I know you do. And I love you too. Oh,
ouch. It actually hurts a little.
It hurts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then so chorus, friends don't call you in the middle of the night. Couldn't even tell you why. They just felt like saying hi. Friends don't stand around playing with their keys, finding reasons not to leave, trying to hide the chemistry, drive a little too slow, take the long way home, get a little too close. We do, but friends don't. Yeah.
Wow. This is one of the more complex songs I think that we've done.
Yeah. I love a song. It's so, I mean, I think the perspective I take with this, the angle is that this is her telling the friend who's more than a friend, clearly, emotionally. Mm-hmm. She's telling them like, hey, you know that this is happening. I see this kind of as her taking the leap and being like, I'm gonna risk ruining the friendship and I'm gonna say something. Because we do all these things, but friends don't do that. This is not a friendship. You know?
Yeah. I hadn't thought of that perspective. When I was listening to it and going over the lyrics, I just kept on thinking that they've made the decision to stay friends. And this person is like stuck in the fantasy that things will change when it's already been determined that they won't. And when I listened to it from that perspective, although it's a very beautiful song, it still feels like a little angsty, and which I don't think is empowering. But you're right. If it's coming from the perspective of someone who's saying, you know what, it's time to talk about this. Yeah. I think we should do it. Then it would be very empowering. Yeah, so exactly. So there's, we don't know. We don't know. But, that's the thing. If this is the confrontation, if this is the conversation saying like, we do this, we do this, we do this. And it's not just going on the sexual chemistry or a whim or anything. I mean, they're really outlining why this could be for a good romantic relationship. So in that case, I would say like girl power. Yeah. Like calling in the middle of the night, like just to say hi. Like, right. Whereas if they had decided to stay friends, instead of taking it to the next level, and they're still doing things like calling each other, then I would say toxic. So Maddie and Tay, I need more information. I feel like I can't make a determination. I know. We need them on the show. We're gonna break it down. Oh, that'd be so cool. Like, let's break down the lyrics. Yeah. I think it'd be a really fun show. Like if monthly we had an artist come on and actually like explain what they were going for with their lyrics. I think that would be so cool. I would be down with that. If there's a musician out there who has a great breakup ballad that they'd like to tell us about, I think that would be beautiful. Hit us up. Totally. Or if you know a musician, spread the word. Submit your songs. Submit. Yeah. Very cool. Well, so I mean, am I allowed to say that It would depend
Yeah,
on the
it depends on the angle. Yeah, I think so.
I don't want to
make
leave
up the
people
rules.
hanging.
This is our show.
Yeah.
So
True. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So if they've already had the conversation and this is them after the conversation, toxic.
Not healthy. Yeah, toxic.
If this is her confronting the other person saying, hey, this is what's happening. Like, I'm pretty sure you know about this too. We're not friends. We are definitely more than friends.
Let's do this.
Or we're nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Which is unspoken in here, but I'm inserting that. So
yep, that would be empowering. So
yeah.
Go either way on this one. We'll wait to hear from Maddie and Tay. But very, very good selection, Claire. I like this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
great episode.
Enjoy the song. Let us know if you like the song. Let us know if you like the episode. And if you have songs.
We said it at the same time. Yeah, if you have songs, song ideas, let us know. If you have movie ideas, let us know.
Yeah.
Episode ideas. And we forgot to mention that Claire and I do live coaching once a week in the said Facebook group.
Yes.
So we've had listeners sending questions and then come over and join the group to hear our answers, which I think is cool. So if you'd like us to do that or discuss your question on the show, just let us know when you DM us.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, we will talk to you very soon. And
thanks, Claire. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for listening to X-Files, a podcast about breakups, broken hearts, and moving on.
If you like this episode, tag us on your Instagram story so we can connect with you.
And you can find me, Claire, on Instagram at Claire Lofthouse.
And me, Janice, on Instagram at Janice Formicella. If you'd like to join our online community, find us on Facebook at Breakups, Broken Hearts, and Moving On.